trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We start with the weather after a soaker to start the day. Would you look at that? Bright, sun-shining skies, but we are dealing with a lot of wind. Let's head over to Chelsea in the Weather Center with a look at our first forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, Doreen. Good afternoon to you. Hi, everyone. Yes, we had a soaking rain coming down in the early morning hours, continuing really up until about your morning commute. From there, we started to slowly dry out a bit, but it was misty and drizzly all morning long. Now we are popping into some sunshine, mixing in with the clouds, and that'll be the case for much of the afternoon after 1 to 2 inches of rain fell across the area in the early morning hours. As that system pulls away, you're looking at some really gusty winds, sustained right now still at 25 miles per hour. Temperatures are in the mid-50s in the Providence area. There's gusts that are still coming in, 25 to 35 miles per hour for most of us, still a 45 mile per hour wind gust for Falmouth. So certainly backing down in the coming hours, but still quite breezy outside as we head into the early part of the afternoon. Now again, the heavy rain has come to an end. You're seeing sunshine pop through. There's still the chance of a couple little wraparound sprinkles. Those are the types of rain showers that we see mixed with sunshine. So it may be sunny, but also there may be a few raindrops falling as this large low pressure system continues to lift away from us. So what we're looking at is kind of a blend of sun and clouds for the remainder of the afternoon. Breezy conditions. We have a clear, cool night ahead of us, especially when you factor in that wind. I'll let you know when we warm up a bit coming up in just a few minutes. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Now to a traffic alert out of Warwick. Part of Airport Road is shut down due to downed wires. This is 131 Airport Road. Police did confirm to us that the gusting winds did cause the wires to come down. No one was injured, but we're told it could still take several hours to clear the scene. Drivers are urged to seek alternate routes. And of course, stay with ABC6 News for any updates. Now to more continuing coverage of the coronavirus and mask confusion on public transportation, one day after a federal judge rules against the CDC's mask mandate for traveling. Covering up your face, now optional, but highly recommended. And that's leaving some travelers unsure of what they should do. ABC6 News reporter Dominique Turner is live in the studio with more on this. Dom?
Hi, Doreen. Travelers across the state dealing with some confusion and split decisions after that federal judge ruled against extending the mask mandate for public transportation Monday. The nationwide mask mandate for public transit being struck down by a federal judge in Florida on Monday. Passengers now in Rhode Island with mixed emotions, feeling confused and nervous, while others liberated.
I saw videos of pilots announcing it to their passengers and everybody taking off their masks in celebration, and I think it's really about time.
Some travelers at the Providence station Tuesday morning say although they're hesitant, they're happy to see some normalcy.
For me, I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's been a long time. There's a lot of frustration out there with certain people.
I think it's people's personal choice and decision, and everybody has their own reasons, so I respect anybody's decision.
TF Green Airport removing their mask signage, but have yet to make an official announcement.
I was very happy with it. I feel very safe.
I feel a little bit more nervous than he does, but I'll probably wear my mask on the plane.
As for Amtrak, masks are optional. One traveler heading from Alabama to Boston says he's flown, driven, and taken trains. With each ride, the requirements continue to become more and more confusing.
As an Amtrak, you don't have to, and in the station, you don't have to, but on the T, you do.
Says it is still reviewing the ruling, and for now, travelers will be required to wear a mask. For now, live in the newsroom, I'm Dominique Turner, ABC6 News.
All right, Dom, thank you. Now, these changes come amid a notable increase in COVID cases in children. They are up for the first time in about 3 months. More than 33,000 kids tested positive for the week ending April 14th, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. While officials say that is drastically down from the peak in January, it is the first increase reported in 12 weeks. Now to an ABC6 update. Police releasing new information regarding that car found submerged in the pond at Roger Williams Park. Cranston police say the owner of the car was putting groceries away at her home on Eagle Road when someone stole it. That suspect then drove it to Providence, where police say they intentionally drove it into the pond. That woman is pressing charges. And more of today's headlines now. A proposed freight service between New Bedford and Nantucket will ask for a license tonight. It's on the agenda at the Steamship Authority's Board of Governors meeting. The Nantucket Current reports a new tug and barge freight service hopes to start trips next month, and UPS wants to use 70 of its trips to transport cargo to the island. The Boston Globe reported last month that UPS apparently forgot to book ferry slots to Nantucket this summer, causing fears that businesses won't have supplies they need. Warwick's mayor could be term limited under a new proposal moving forward by the city council. The council voted last night to ask the state's General Assembly to approve a ballot question. It would ask city voters this November whether or not they support term limits for the mayor's office and councilors. The mayor would be limited to 2 4-year terms. The councilors would be limited to 6 2-year terms. There are no term limits right now. And staying in Warwick, the school committee will meet tonight to discuss the 2023 budget. The proposed budget represents a 4% increase over last year's. Public comment on the proposed changes will be accepted. That meeting starts at 5:30 at Warwick Veterans Middle School. And because of the state holiday for Patriots Day, today is the tax day in Massachusetts. While the rest of the country had to get them in yesterday, Massachusetts residents get the extra day to file. Both federal and state income tax returns are due today in the Bay State. And President Joe Biden visits New Hampshire this afternoon talking about infrastructure. The White House says the president will talk about how investments in U.S. ports will help the national economy. The speech at Portsmouth Harbor comes as recent reports show consumer prices in March hit a 40-year record high. And now to the crisis in Ukraine. Today, Russia announcing its long-anticipated major offensive in eastern Ukraine is now underway. Key to their strategy is taking the city of Mariupol, reportedly now on the brink of falling. ABC's Dustin Finch has more.
Following Ukrainian President Zelensky's announcement that Russia's major offensive in eastern Ukraine is underway, this from Russia's foreign minister.
Another stage of this operation is beginning, and I'm sure this will be a very important moment of this entire special operation.
Pentagon officials noting there is fierce fighting underway, but saying it's not yet heavier than since Russia launched its war.
The Russians are doing what we call shaping. They're trying to set the conditions for more aggressive, more overt, and larger ground maneuvers in the Donbass.
In Mariupol, a crucial port city in Ukraine's southeast, Russia making a second call for surrender. Ukrainian leaders saying their military will fight to the end as their forces take refuge in the Mariupol steel plant. Those troops continuing to fight as Russian forces advance. Bombed and blasted for months, Mariupol's capture would allow Vladimir Putin's troops land access to Crimea to mount future attacks. ABC's Stephen Ganier.
The Donbass is much more favorable to the kind of warfare that the Russians are used to conducting, this tank warfare or areas where they can have artillery barrages. So it's going to be very, very tough for the Ukrainians to defend.
As the fighting escalates and civilian escape becomes even more dangerous, living conditions for those still sheltering in Ukraine is reaching crisis levels. UNICEF now estimating some 6 million Ukrainians are now struggling to find access to drinkable water. I'm Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up, a California town looking for answers after an intruder barged into a high school and stabbed and killed a 15-year-old student. Plus, we look back at Marathon Monday, including one of the most inspirational finishes of the day. And the Celtics gearing up for Game 2 with the Nets, but in the process, one of their stars getting big accolades from the league. The father of a 15-year-old California student who was killed in a deadly stabbing by an intruder at school is speaking out. This happened just after 11 a.m. Monday in Stockton, California. The alleged assailant entering the front of the high school, then stabbing the teen, identified by family as Alicia Reynega, multiple times. She later died from her injuries at a hospital. The suspect, a 52-year-old man, is now in custody.
Our officers in SUSD immediately began performing life-saving measures, and she was transported to a nearby hospital, and that's when we were told ultimately that she succumbed to her injuries.
She was very outgoing. She's like the funniest person we know. She was clever, and she had thick skin, and she could come back with a funny joke.
Police say this appears to be a random act of violence. Still to come here at noon, looking back at the Boston Marathon and an emotional run for the brother of the youngest marathon bombing victim. And how about the Celtics' Marcus Smart getting a big honor from the league as the team rolls on in the playoffs? The 2022 Boston Marathon is in the books, and there were so many inspiring stories among the runners yesterday, but perhaps none more incredible than that of Henry Richard. 9 years after the bombings at the finish line took the life of his younger brother, Martin, Henry crossed the finish line on Boylston Street. He ran the race in his brother's honor, met by family and friends at the end.
So many people out there for me, all my friends, my family. Motivation was the least of my worries. There was so many people to support me, and it was wonderful. I couldn't believe it.
Just incredible. And now to the Celtics. It has been a great couple of days for the C's. First, a Game 1 win over the Nets, and now an honor for Marcus Smart. Smart was named the 2021-22 NBA Defensive Player of the Year yesterday. Smart anchored the Boston defense and was top 10 in many individual categories. Smart is just the second Celtic to earn the honor, joining Kevin Garnett. He's the first guard to take the award since 1995-96, when Gary Payton earned it. Payton presented Smart with the award Monday.
Us guards, we've been working. We're the front line. You got to get past us first, and that's just how we guards feel. So to be able to be named the Defensive Player of the Year, the way the game is changing, the guards are being more recognized for their abilities to do certain things that we shouldn't be able to do it outside. And I think this award and me winning it shows that, and it opens the path for us guards down the future.
Tomorrow night at 7 at the Garden.
And now, your your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Soaking rain coming down through the area in the early morning hours. As the morning progresses, we started to dry out. We still had mist and drizzle, and all in all, many locations picked up anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain in a really quite a short amount of time. We saw some locations, you can see the areas highlighted in purple there, that ended up with over 2 inches of rain. Some spots closer to 3 inches of rain. So again, a real soaking rain in the early morning hours. At this point, we have dried out. You're seeing some sunshine outside, but we still have residual impacts from that storm system. The waves on Block Island right now really picking up. It is very windy, especially along our coastal locations, and we will still see some clouds passing through, a couple little sprinkles at times as well. Luckily for us, our temperatures are in the 50s and upper 40s along the coastline. Northern New England with this system had a lot of snow. None of that for us here in southern New England. What we are going to continue to see, though, are these gusty winds, which typically make us feel a bit cooler, not exactly pleasant outside, even as we're getting some sunshine popping through. You're talking about sustained winds anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour, and some gusts still coming in over 30 miles per hour, closer to 40 miles per hour along the coastline. Certainly backing off from the gusts that we had early this morning. The worst of it has already come and gone, but we're still dealing with these gusty winds for the remainder of the afternoon. Very slowly backing down, and even tonight there's still a little bit of a breeze with us, which makes us feel again even cooler. A loop over the past 6 hours shows you that by early in the morning we started to see the heavy rain lifting north. At this point you can see a couple little raindrops showing up. Again, we have a few sprinkles possible into the afternoon, but that's going to come with a mix of sun and clouds. It's one of those situations where it may be sunny out and you get a few raindrops on the car windshield. It's very light stuff. It's all as this system continues to pull away, kind of wrapping around in that counterclockwise rotation around the low pressure system. Couple little areas of moisture coming through. Definitely still the gusty winds. Eventually, though, all of this continues to lift to the northeast, and we do get brighter and brighter later today, and more so overnight as we completely clear out. Hour by hour, this is 9 o'clock. We're seeing clear conditions. There is still a breeze overnight, and with clear conditions, temperatures drop, and with the breeze, we feel even cooler. Tomorrow looks like we see perfect sunshine. Temperatures should top out around 60 degrees, which is average for this time of year. We're clear overnight into Thursday morning. Thursday starts with sunshine. Some clouds roll in later in the day. You can see a few little sprinkles up to our north and our west as we head into Thursday evening. Most of that kind of fizzles before it gets here. A couple little sprinkles possible overnight. But all in all, it looks like we continue to see relatively dry conditions in our 7-day forecast. Again, a few sprinkles possible today. Otherwise, blend of sun and clouds, gusty winds continuing. And overnight, as we see clear conditions, temperatures dip down into the upper 30s and low 40s. Factor in that wind, and some of us will be feeling more like the low 30s outside tomorrow morning, even some upper 20s. By 11 a.m., wind chills are still only in the 40s tomorrow. Upper 50s, though, for highs as we head into tomorrow afternoon with sunshine expected. Partly sunny into Thursday afternoon, couple evening sprinkles possible. Friday, the pick of the work week with sunshine and highs well into the 60s. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Well, Pick of the Litter is next year at noon. Today, meet Kodera, a sweet girl who likes Sunday drives and spring sunshine. Her story coming up next.
Pick of the Litter, brought to you by Moriarty's Invisible Fence.
Welcome back. It's Tuesday. That, of course, means it's time for Pick of the Litter. Before we jump in, I want to update everyone because one of our visitors that came through 2 times, Freddie.
Freddie's gone.
Freddie's
Freddie's been adopted to a wonderful home.
Oh, so excited to hear that. Now we need to get sweet Kodira adopted today. She really is a sweetheart. We've spent some time with her this morning, and she couldn't be sweeter.
She really is a sweet older woman. She's 9.5, but she really doesn't look or act her age.
Not at all.
But as a result of her age, she's a Marvin's friend, which means there's no adoption fee. She is a mixed breed of indeterminate origin.
Okay.
She's a pretty girl. She's black and white. She's got some pit in her, I think, but she is just laid back and gentle.
Sure.
She came to us about 4 months ago from an owner who had had her since she was a puppy, who couldn't afford to keep her anymore, in part because she had severe allergies and needed some medical attention.
Okay.
So we provided the medical attention. We put her out into foster care for 3 months. Her skin cleaned up beautifully, but she does need a hypoallergenic diet. So she needs a little bit of extra handling. We, as we pretty much always do, are advertising her as good for families with children 13 and older, but she's lived with a 6-year-old.
Sure, okay.
So I'm telling you what my kennel people have told me.
Of course.
We're also saying no cats, but she's lived with a cat. So this is a dog that just seems to be push button. She's friendly. She just wants to be around people.
Sure.
And she's easy to get along with.
Yeah, she's a golden girl looking for her retirement home, right?
She is, and we'll make it easy for anyone that wants to adopt her.
Oh, I would love that. That would be wonderful. And she really did. She had her little bit of excitement, and then she kind of just chills a little bit, wants to just snuggle up
and
on
if
the
I
couch.
could just take a quick minute.
Sure.
So this is kitten season coming up. There have been very few adoptable cats in Rhode Island over the winter, in large part due to the work of the spay-neuter release groups.
Sure.
But we do have a number of kittens in foster care that are going to be coming out in a few weeks. We have just taking in a transport of cats. Our kittens area is going to be closed until the end of this week. But starting on Friday, if people are interested in cats, we should finally be able to fulfill that need.
Okay, there's your heads up. I know we featured so many wonderful dogs, and a few people have asked, are there any cats? Are there any cats? They're coming in. All right. So if you're interested in Kodira here or the upcoming kittens and cats that'll be available, you can contact the RSPCA. It's 401-438-8150. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea. And star sightings in Rhode Island for the holiday weekend. And we're going to check back in with Chelsea, too, right after this for another look at the afternoon forecast. Well, a couple of Oscar winners enjoyed Rhode Island this past weekend with their family. Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones posting pictures of their trip as they visited their son Dylan at Brown University. Douglas sharing this Facebook post at the Breakers in Newport Sunday. And the owner of Andrea's on Thayer Street in Providence also posted that the family enjoyed Easter brunch at his restaurant. Good to see they love all the lovable spots around Rhode Island.
Had a nice day to go down to Newport, explore a little bit. It's such a great time of year, so happy to see.
So beautiful.
Out-of-towners soaking it up. We know how special
Out-of-towners.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's Academy Award winning out-of-towners.
I think their son, is he at Brown?
At
Is
Brown.
that what? Okay, right. Very cool. Hopefully today we're getting a little bit better. Don't be surprised if you see a few little sprinkles and some sun. That system is slowly trying to pull away from us. We had that soaking rain overnight. It's going to stay pretty windy outside. Tonight's chilly. Tomorrow looks nice though with sunshine and highs around 60.
Okay, Chelsea, thank you. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first at 4. Have a great afternoon, everybody.